Good morning, good evening, good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to another scene of Living World of Darkness, Mage from the Ashes. Today we find, of a feeling, uh, well, somewhat better than like the past couple of days. Like she's still not like actually back to her old cheery self. She's more, but at least she's eating some things again and kind of forcing herself to you know, go and at least rummage around the chantry instead of just staying in her bed all day. And so she has, or she's, what is she doing? You know what? She's making, doing preparations for dinner. Um, she can cook, although she doesn't do it like every day. But she's not a too bad cook. Not a master chef either, and yeah, she's just checking the cupboards in the kitchen to see what's like what's in the kitchen. And yeah, she's starting to chop up vegetables. Starts making. You know what? She's making lasagna, but then like from scratch. So she is chopping up some vegetables, some onions, some garlic. Um, Chopping up a lot of tomatoes and starts to make like a tomato sauce, adds some red wine to it, and then lets it stand there for a bit. Then adding olive oil, adding more wine, and again let it boil until it becomes like a thick sauce. So the entire kitchen is kind of smelling um, with like pasta sauce, like tomatoes and wine and stuff, as she is preparing to make the lasagna leaves, I think is the right word for it. Starts to make the dough for it. Yeah, she's just busy like that. Like sometimes she's just kind of drifting off and staring out of the window that is in the kitchen. Yeah.
Cool. She sees as the kitchen is kind of like basically attached to the common room. Nausicaa just kind of wanders up, and she's a little red in the face. She's carrying like what looks like a box. It's actually got like a coat draped over it. And yeah, she just kind of looks at Ava and immediately turns around and heads downstairs without really saying anything.
Okay. That's yeah, that's fair. Like Ava will not question that or like at all. She is like she's preparing for dinner, but it's not actually like anywhere near dinner time. But she's just making sure that like she has the preparations and that she can basically put down the work whenever she wants to. So yeah, she's continuing preparing the pasta. Is making this white sauce, bechamel sauce from flour and a little bit of milk, butter.
Cool. Um, yeah, while she's doing this, she may hear some kind of not quite sure what the sounds are. They seem a little bit muffled, but yeah, coming from downstairs, there's a sounds like kind of like yelping. Maybe it's coming from the portal room.
Um, Despite like the state she's in, Ava still has that curiosity flaw. So at some point, she's like might even get a little bit annoyed at the sound that she really can't place. She's like, "What is Nausicaa doing?" And she'll like turn off the heat on the stove and puts the dough actually in the refrigerator as it needs to, I don't know, set or something. I don't care. And is still slowly, still not really 100% herself. Actually, not even 50%. She is, descending the stairs and following the sound.
You hear from the portal room as you go downstairs, you hear kind of a clattering. And then Nausicaa saying, "No, you can't go out. Stay there. Stay."
Nava will, she'll walk into the portal room. What are you doing?
Upon her entering, Nausicaa kind of like jumps, and you see that she's attempting to set up some kind of like fence in the corner of the room. And as she jumps, she kind of trips and she's tangled up in this thing and falls over. And a tiny little Yorkshire Terrier just kind of like jumps out of the cage that Nausicaa, like the kind of like a little dog area Nausicaa was trying to make for her, and bounds over to Ava, yapping happily, unconcerned by Nausicaa's kind of like a yell of dismay.
Hava stares at this circus and then slowly kneels down and picks up this dog.
As little dogs often are, it's super friendly, trying to lick a face.
She'll hold it at a little bit of a distance as she walks over to Nausicaa. Why do you have a dog?
Nausicaa's sitting there on a bum. This kind of like you see, it's like one of those fences that you kind of like put up for dogs, and it's kind of like all clattered around her a bit. And she kind of scowls at the dog. It was supposed to be a surprise. His name's Paris.
Paris. And she will scratch like behind the dog's ears, but again looks confused. A surprise for Elijah?
I don't like the idea of what Elijah would do to a dog. No, it's for you.
Oh. For me?
I was reading that pets can often help people who are feeling depressed. So I went around some dealers, and I didn't like any of them really. The dogs were really well behaved, and I don't know. So then I went to the pet hound and found him. He's still a puppy. Was found abandoned. And I don't know, it just seemed right.
Ava looks like almost a little helpless as she looks at Nausicaa and then at the dog. Kind of holds it a little closer. It probably starts like licking her face again. You bought me a dog?
Technically, I didn't buy it. Technically, I made a donation to the foundation, the center where I got him, but also he just shrugs. You don't like him?
If Nausicaa would look closer, she can see that Ava's eyes are slowly starting to tear up.
Oh, did I do something wrong? Is that not the kind you like?
I don't I like it. Thank you.
Nausicaa kind of gets up and I goes for a bag across the room. papers here on how to look after him. He's only young, so he probably doesn't need many walks. So the fresh air on the roof should do him okay. And he's not toilet trained yet, so you'll have to do that. Or we could do that. You could help him.
Okay.
And I only called him Paris like this morning, so he doesn't know that yet. So you'll have to train him on that.
Okay.
Nausicaa is going to do a Nausicaa P&E. To try and see how... Because, yeah, she wasn't really sure how Ava would react, but just like she's not really saying anything. So, 3 successes.
Okay. It's like she's getting emotional over the sheer idea that Nausicaa went out and got her something so special as a dog. It's like for some reason that is something that she did not expect, did not see coming, and appreciates very much, but it seems to get to her like almost unexpected. And she's trying very hard not to like start crying because she knows that Nausicaa doesn't really do well with like sudden hyper emotional outbursts. So she's trying to keep that in. At the same time, she wants to show how happy she is. Mostly for Nausicaa's sake, more than for her own. As she's not really feeling it, but she definitely appreciates the gesture. And she does love the dog.
So you like him?
Yeah. Yeah.
Good.
I do.
Well, I'll go upstairs and I'll let you two become friends.
Okay. And yeah, Ava will sit down and starts like just holds the puppy, cuddling it. At this point, does not really know how to handle like the bouncy playfulness, but it's definitely petting it and yeah, scratching it. And
Nausicaa just leaves the room and walks upstairs to the common room, and while she has the privacy of the staircase to herself, kind of smiles. She's very happy that Ava seemed to at least be a bit happy about it, and quickly composes herself before going somewhere someone might see her, and goes back upstairs, and we can, unless you want to describe her playing with the puppy.
I think we can end the scene there. Yeah.
Okay, cool.
So yeah, thank you players for playing. Thank you watchers for watching, and well, thank you Nausicaa for getting Ava a dog. Yeah, see you again on another episode of Living World of Darkness.